Don't blink, it's your boy, Yink. Sorry about the intro. We have our phone horizontal, which we never do, so it is a bit weird. I gotta say, it's a bit weird. Then we're talking about Jersey Shore. If you ever told me that I was gonna make a video on Jersey Shore, I'd say, hey, get out of here. Get out of here. So the importance of Jersey Shore. Now I know this is a crazy video to make, and I know this comes out of nowhere. So before we start with this video, I'm gonna say why am I making this video. Well, first of all, my algorithm is filled to the brim with Jersey Shore, to the brim, to a point where I got more video from Jersey Shore than none Jersey Shore video. Am I happy about it? Eh. What can I do? Right? I like MVP. I don't like it that much. So then I had a ID to make a video. The ID was actually dated to me today because there was a lot of really short content on my timeline. I saw a video about a year ago from a person called I remember it. She made a documentary that's 4 hours long with the full recap. More than 4 hours, like 5 hours. If it's not 5 hours, it's not far from 5 hours. I'm itching a lot because we're outside and we're getting bitten by mosquito. Why am I outside? Because there's thunders and I want to pick it up. Sounds good? Sounds great? You don't mind? Cool, I don't mind either. Fucking, you see them, right? So, Jersey Shore, why am I so in love with it? Well, it was a show that was... Okay, that's it. It was a show that I never thought I'd fall in love with it. When I was a kid, I used to watch a very small channel. So the first channel that we watched was Silly Toon. I'm Canadian, so you might have heard of it. The second channel that we listened to was Vrac TV. Vrac TV was a teenager, sort of a teenager, young teenager, late kid, young teenager. Holy shit, you see that? There's a fucking bunch. I'm gonna go in. You know what? I'm gonna go in right now. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm out of here. I wanted to get the thunder, but at the same time, I am not gonna put myself through the whole Shazam, and we're at 8%, so it's not such a big deal if we take a little breaky poo from it. Stole that from Trailer Park Boys. It was a show that I just watched the first episode. It was like fuck no. It was like fuck no. There's nothing I disliked more than Jersey Shore. Don't ask me why. And then what happened is I went to school. Okay, so what am I saying? Vrac TV was a bit more for kids. There was. See, the phone is too hot. And before we continue, if I'm being honest, I don't even know why I disliked Jersey Shore. So then we listened to a channel called Music Plus. Music Plus was young adult, teenager, young adult. Still too young for this, but good enough for me to enjoy. So then we started watching Jersey Shore, and I'm seeing the fist pumping. And I'm like, fuck no. Fuck no. You know what's a shame? Now there's thunders in the sky. We stayed outside to get the thunder. Now my phone is too hot. It doesn't record. Look at this shit. That's a mosquito. That's a fucking mosquito. I love every creature in the world, but I got no fucking time for those cockfucker. Be using a Ben and Jerry. You dumbass. There you go. I hope I got it. I don't even know. Why did we use a Ben and Jerry? Because it's easier. They see this big circle versus the end I don't know if they associate anything with danger, but who gives a shit? I then find something and I'm like, fuck that. Then I go to school and everybody likes Jersey Shore. Now, it's a funny thing. I started listening to Jersey Shore. I was in fifth grade of high school. We say fifth grade. You guys say grade 11. Um, so I go in, right? And I'm like, well, if I like it, I have to watch it because I want to be cool. I want to be accepted. And then I started watching it, and it's funny. It's more funny. I watch it. I'll be completely honest. I don't give a fuck. I started really liking the show in season 2 with Miami. I watched it for Rosso. I watched it for the boys. You know, they're trying to the Mike the situation, the Polly the worst thing was Miami was the letter. Sam and Ronnie, are you friends with her? You can say get your ass beat, Angelina. How can I forget Angelina? And then I still not a big fan of the show. Still not a big fan of the show. But guess what? People at work at school are watching it. I start watching it. Then it's at gym because I'm going to the gym. So what happened is every single summer, my mom she had me 2 days out of the week. She had me 2 days out of. She had me 4 days out of the month, so 2 days per weekend. One weekend out of two, if you will. And she feeds me whatever I want, so I become extremely fat. I go to gym because it says prom, and you have to be looking good. And then people at the gym, which are people from school, they're talking about Jersey Shore, because again, they're doing gym tan laundry, GTL, FTD, pressure def, DTF, down to fuck. We're going to the gym and we're kind of Guidos. Not Guidos per se, but you know what I mean, right? And I started listening it and I started liking it. And then before I know it, I'm kicked out. So I watched season 1 and season 2. Now, here's the funny part. I don't care about the show. I stopped giving a shit about the show. However, a almost faded bean. In a second, I'm just going to put the phone back because we got about 15 minutes left of content to film, and I'm going to get the thunders. There you go. Fucking mosquito. We moved to an apartment, which is this one. This exact apartment. And I'm broke. When I say broke, I'm broke. No Wi-Fi, no cable. So I started going on YouTube to watch shows. And I used to go on YouTube to download shows. And this is crazy, they had the complete series of Jersey Shore, from season 1 to season 6. Now, why they don't have it anymore? Because Jersey Shore, when Family Vacation came back, became relevant again, they took it out. But I watched that show, and I watched it once, and I should watch it twice. And then that's really when I fell in love with Jersey Shore. Because it was a family. It was a family, and it was a reality show, but it was people I cared about. I didn't care about anybody else. I cared about... So what were the other shows? Rock of Love, didn't care about it. Charm School, didn't care about it. I already said Rock of Love. So I really started liking the people. Dina, Snooki, however, I love you, Snooks, but she ruined the series for me. The whole Johnny thing, the whole drinking thing, it was too much. The whole Italy thing, when she kept getting drunk, it was too much. Then, later on, it was revealed that they were paying you more if you made some drama, so Snooki drank for drama. Yeah. You know, it's bad. It's bad. We grew up with that. We kind of grew up with that. And I felt like I was getting attached to these people. And then the craziest thing is, there's a year that passed. I was watching it, I was 17. And then I was rewatching it again. I was 23, 24. And then I moved on from music to metal music. And they were playing a lot of Day to Remember. A lot of it. And that's why I completely fell in love with Jersey Shore. I completely fell in love with Jersey Shore. The reunion show were fucking golden. The drama was fucking golden. From Snooki Ryder to Mikey's situation. It was just perfect. Even the Ron and Sammy thing. You feel bad for Ron until you see the behavior and like, okay, well, this is kind of toxic, right? And then you realize that those two people shouldn't be together. They shouldn't be together. And then, in case you didn't notice, this is something that happens more than you think. Ed and Liz from 90 Day Fiance. And I really start falling in love with it, Jersey Shore. And then I kind of lose touch because they're not on YouTube anymore. I think I have the version downloaded, but I'm not sure if I still have it or not. I fell out of love with Jersey Shore because I don't watch it. And then last year, there's a documentary. The documentary tells the recap of Jersey Shore, and then the show, how Jenny became a mom, Snooki became a mom, Dina became a mom. You know, ended up with a good dude. Chris is actually a really nice dude. Johnny is a nice guy. I like Johnny. JWoww with Roger. I thought Roger was a good dude, but I just felt bad for JWoww. And the whole say for 24. Fuck 24. I don't care. And then Polly and Vinny with their two shots at love, 2 shots. Then Ron with all of his legal problem. Mike with all of his problem. Mike, ooh, I'm gonna be honest. Mike, who I fucking hated. Mike was a douchebag, but a douchebag, and always making drama. But then when you look at it and you're growing up and you're older, you're more mature. You know that he was trying his best to be a patriarch of this family. What he did was questionable, but he had a good intention. Like the whole thing with Snooki, saying how she wanted to, you know, possibly a good girl that he lost his chance with. Right? The whole thing with Ron and Sammy. When a relationship is so toxic, I think you'd be better with me. The whole thing with Polly and Vinny, when he was addicted to pills and shit like that, and they just left him. You see, him and JWoww were kind of the most mature people of the band. And yes, they had a problem. Jenny and Mike had a problem, but it wasn't long. It lasted the first season. There was just no drama after that because they were both so similar. And then, it's not only that, there's a cultural impact of Jersey Shore. How it changed a generation. Generation of hookup, a generation of fist bump. I'll show you something crazy. Now, before I show you, I have to admit something. This wasn't given to me. I found this in a plastic bag outside. People had a lot of books. They had like 20 to 30 books. They just got rid of it. Snooki. Yeah, it's a short thing. The cultural impact of it. The cultural impact of Jersey Shore. How you fell in love with them. They're still relevant. Family Vacation. You know? Jersey Shore was a time to be alive. It was just a much simpler time. It was so much simpler. It was good times. It was really good times. Social media was almost not a thing. I don't know. I miss those years. It was easier. I was the peak of age, 22. The show was good. Something that we started hating that we end up thinking about how we needed it. Isn't that crazy?